That song was perfect. I didn't know that's what Bob was going to have us sing. I've been struggling for quite a bit of time, feeling like I'm not close to God. I don't know what the deal is. In the last month and a half especially have been very hard. I've had struggle with depression and just a lot of different things. And last night in my Bible study, we were talking about some verses out of Isaiah that I'd like to read that were a comfort to me. Because you know the saying, if God feels far away, guess who moved? Well, I don't feel like I moved, but I must have, because I don't have that closeness that I've had for a long time. But these verses in Isaiah were a comfort. This particular part was written when they were in exile. And so they were far away from their homeland, probably felt like they were far away from their God. And I'm reading from the Message, and hopefully I have picked the right verses because my particular version doesn't have numbers by the verses. It says, "But you, Israel, are my servant, you're Jacob, my first choice, descendants of my good friend Abraham. I pulled you in from all over the world, called you in from every dark corner of the earth, telling you, you're my servant, serving on my side. I've picked you, I haven't dropped you. Don't panic, I'm with you. There's no need to fear, for I am your God. I'll give you strength, I'll help you. I'll hold you steady, keeping a firm grip on you. Count on it. Everyone who had it in for you will end up out in the cold, real losers. Those who worked against you will end up empty-handed, nothing to show for their lives. When you go out looking for your old adversaries, you won't find them. Not a trace of your old enemies, not even a memory. That's right, because I, your God, have a firm grip on you, and I'm not letting go. I'm telling you, don't panic. I'm right here to help you." Eugene Peterson has a way with words. When you read it I was reading it in New King James, and it wasn't quite that exclamatory. I hate to use that word, but anyway. Okay, and then Isaiah 43, 1-7. "But now, God's message, the God who made you in the first place, Jacob, the one who got you started, Israel. Don't be afraid. I've redeemed you. I've called your name. You're mine. When you're in over your head, I'll be there with you. When you're in rough waters, you will not go down. When you're between a rock and a hard place, it won't be a dead end, because I am God, your personal God, the Holy of Israel, your Savior. I paid a huge price for you. All of Egypt with rich Cush and Seba thrown in. That's how much you mean to me. That's how much I love you. I'd sell off the whole world to get you back, trade the creation just for you. So don't be afraid. I'm with you. I'll round up all your scattered children. I'll pull them in from east and west. I'll send orders north and south. Send them back. Return my sons from distant lands, my daughters from faraway places. I want them back, every last one who bears my name, every man, woman, and child whom I created for my glory. Yes, personally formed and made each one." So reading those verses, it's like, okay, what's your problem, Paula? Why don't you get this? I know the words, but sometimes it's hard to get them inside where I need to hear it and feel it. But I wanted to share those with you. And everybody's had a story. And so last night at my Bible study, you older folk will appreciate this. The younger ones will go, huh? But you'll figure it out. This was just perfect. You have to realize that most of the ladies in my Bible study group are my age, plus or minus 5 years. And I'm not telling you how old I am either. Okay, this was something that was sent to Ann Landers apparently a long time ago, that this lady has reprinted. Okay, a very weird thing has happened. A strange old lady has moved into my house. I have no idea who she is, where she came from, or how she got in. I certainly did not invite her. All I know is that one day she wasn't there and the next day she was. She is a clever old lady and manages to keep out of sight for the most part, but whenever I pass a mirror, I catch a glimpse of her. And whenever I look in the mirror to check my appearance, there she is, hogging the whole thing, completely obliterating my gorgeous face and body. This is very rude. I've tried screaming at her, but she just screams back. If she insists on hanging around, the least she could do is offer to pay part of the rent. But no, every once in a while I found a dollar bill stuck in a coat pocket or some loose change under a sofa cushion, but it is not nearly enough. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I think she is stealing money from me. I go to the ATM and withdraw $100, and a few days later it's all gone. I certainly don't spend money that fast, so I can only conclude that the old lady is pilfering from me. You'd think she would spend some of that money to buy wrinkle cream. Lord knows she needs it. And money isn't the only thing I think she is stealing. Food seems to disappear at an alarming rate, especially the good stuff like ice cream, cookies, and candy. I can't seem to keep that stuff in the house anymore. She must have a real sweet tooth, but she'd better watch it because she's really packing on the pounds. I suspect she realizes this, and to make herself feel better, she is tampering with my scale to make me think I am putting on weight too. For an old lady, she is quite childish. She likes to play nasty games, like going into my closets when I'm not home and altering my clothes so they don't fit. And she messes with my files and papers so I can't find anything. This is particularly annoying since I am extremely neat and organized. She also fiddles with my VCR, this was written a while back, so it doesn't record what I carefully and correctly program. She has found other imaginative ways to annoy me. She gets into my mail, newspapers, and magazines before I do and blurs the print so I can't read it. And she has done something really sinister to the volume controls on my TV, radio, and telephone. Now all I hear are mumbles and whispers. She has done other things like make my stairs steeper, my vacuum cleaner heavier, and all my knobs and faucets harder to turn. She even made my bed higher so that getting into and out of it is a real challenge. Lately, she has been fooling with my groceries before I put them away, applying glue to the lids, making it almost impossible for me to open the jars. Is this any way to repay my hospitality? So she has taken the fun out of shopping for clothes. When I try something on, she stands in front of the dressing room mirror and monopolizes it. She looks totally ridiculous in some of those outfits. Plus, she keeps me from seeing how great they look on me. Just when I thought she couldn't get any meaner, she proved me wrong. She came along when I went to get my picture taken for my driver's license, and just as the camera shutter clicked, she jumped in front of me. No one is going to believe that picture of that old lady is me. So you will all get there. If it doesn't strike home yet, it will.